Deposed Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro remained defiant during his first court appearance in New York. He repeatedly told a judge today he was innocent and insisted that he is the constitutional president of his country. He and his wife formally pleaded not guilty to 4 federal charges, including narco-terrorism conspiracy. Both of them are due back in court in March. In just the next few minutes, top members of the Trump administration are expected to brief some members of Congress on this weekend's military actions in Venezuela. Political reporter Chris Ty spent the day speaking with members of Congress from around here about what is next. Chris.
Hey, Marie, we talk about holding 2 contradictory feelings at the same time. From Caracas to Congress, there is joy that Maduro is out of power, even by the president's strongest critics, while at the same time, deep concern that Congress was left out of the mix as questions swirl tonight over what's next.
Maduro being out of power is good, but it's the day after that we are living in right now.
This day after period is leaving critics in Congress who were left in the dark over this weekend's takedown, both happy Maduro is gone and struggling to see what's next.
I don't think that this is the way to go, and we don't need, what is the plan? What is the next step, for the country?
Representative Robin Kelly represents Chicago's South Side and South Suburbs.
The American people do not want another endless war.
Representative Raja Krishnamurthy represents Chicago's Northwest Suburbs, both hoping their Republican colleagues next week support the War Powers Resolution, which would reassert Congress's constitutional role in matters of war.
We don't need every Republican to join us. We need a few profiles and courage. We need a few people in the House, it could be a handful, that join with us on a War Powers Resolution to prevent the deployment of U.S. troops on Venezuelan soil.
President Trump came into office saying he's going to be the peace president. No more wars, no more sending the military to other countries. And that is not, what he's doing.
How do you square the problems that you have with all of this with the cheering in the streets in Caracas?
We need to make sure we listen to all sides, are considerate of all sides, and we, discuss and decide what we're going to do.
We should not be running Venezuela. We should not be occupying another country. We should not have taxpayers on the hook.
Krishnamurthy is planning to introduce a bill that would block any federal funds from paying for a military occupation in Venezuela. There have been some critics of the way this played out, even in the Republican Party, but they are few and far between. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, by the way, Marie, saying the operation didn't require congressional approval since it was a law enforcement operation, not an invasion of the country.
Interesting distinction. Chris Ty live in our newsroom for us. Thank you, Chris.